Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Form coming at you guys there with another video. In today's video, another NFL draft player analysis for the Detroit Lions. This is my number 14th one. This is outside linebacker. Well, I think he's an outside linebacker for DEMARVION Overshown. Played some outside linebacker at Texas. He's a Texas Longhorn. Played a lot of inside, though. Mainly inside. 22 years old. He will be 23 in August. And 6'3", 229 pounds. That was his combine weight and height. He played at around 217, between 217 and around 225 at Texas as a Texas Longhorn, because he was basically a safety for 3 years at Texas and then transitioned over to linebacker for the last 2 years. Now he's a Texas kid, played at Texas. His stats, Big 12, 5 years, 2 years as a safety, 3 as a linebacker. 2 years as a safety, 3 as a linebacker. So I made that mistake. Yeah, that's right. 2 years safety, 3 years linebacker. Yeah, I said the opposite, I think, earlier. It's okay. But his stats for 5 years were 249 tackles, 30.5, so 30 and a half tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 3 interceptions, 17 pass breakups, pass deflects, 3 fumble recoveries, and 3 forced fumbles. Now, 2022 was his best statistical year, and let's go from there. Now, barely played, like those stats there, barely played as a safety. Like, didn't really even get in the game as a safety, to tell you the truth, to be honest with you. He had to transition over to linebacker to get on the field, and he ended up getting on the field, gained a little bit of weight. Got that combine weight. He never played at 229. Basically, played a little bit smaller, but he did gain some weight for the combine. Now his strengths and positives, and there's some former safety turned linebacker, so he got the nice production there when he turned linebacker. So versatile, long and rangy linebacker. Again, vines for arms. I love using that term, but he does have the long. I think he had 32 and a half, 33-inch arms length. So he's got some length to his arms. Versatile. He can get sideline to sideline and has quickness in a box. So changes directions pretty good, and he's quick in a box. Gets to the ball carrier very, very fast. Loose in the hips. Can change direction on a dime. Understands zone drops and route concepts. Good cover linebacker. Now that's the safety background that he had when he first came to Texas. Played safety there, and so he understands route concepts and zone drops, and can play a little bit of man. He's decent. We'll talk about that in a bit too. Not bad in man. High motor. He's a high motor guy. Has improved his run defense in the past couple of years. You know, he sets the edge and lets his teammates clean up for him. So he's good at setting the edge and freeing up some guys. Big hitter. He will come for the big hit. A leader on defense too. You notice that teammates will turn to him for his leadership, and that's what you love too about him. He got a wide tackling range, got those big long arms, so he can wrap you up, and he can be a finesse player at times as well too, and weave through blocks. You know, sometimes he might take himself out of the play, but he can be a finesse player too. Not the most powerful guy. We'll get to that in a minute. Now his weaknesses and his negatives, he's got some. He was arrested in 2022 for weed possession. Don't really know what the outcome was. I'm sure he got a hefty fine or whatever he got, but he was arrested in 2022 for marijuana. So that, like, there's that, but let's not bash the kid. He can look stiff at times though. Hesitates a bit too long at the snap. I think he's still trying to get really used to that linebacker role, and we'll talk about that in a bit. If an old lineman gets inside of him, gets his paws on him, he struggles to break free. That's probably due to being a little bit lighter, a lighter guy. So that, if a lineman gets his hands on him, he struggles. He will struggle in man coverage. I talked about him having some decent. He plays decent in man. He's way better in zone. I think that was another reason why they could have moved him from safety to linebacker, because he wasn't the greatest in man coverage. So as a linebacker, you're going to have to be able to learn how to cover guys, play some pass defense. But his athleticism was so through the roof that they had to move him somewhere to get this kid on the field. But he struggles a bit in man coverage. He's more of a zone cover guy. Drop back into zone, look to see where the quarterback's eyes are going, and go get the ball. He's pretty much one of those type of guys too, but he's not the fastest guy. He's not the fastest guy. He can get the ball carriers pretty quick. His 40 wasn't that great, but he's just a better zone guy, I think, when it gets to drop back in coverage. Now I think he needs to get stronger. I think he had 15 reps at his pro day on the bench. That's not very impressive. And his legs are a little bit small too as well. So he needs to get, I think, develop in the gym. You get a little bigger up top, get a little bigger down low, and get some strength in those legs. Now, still raw as a linebacker, I think. His read and reaction is slow at times. So I think that's still another part of being, brand new to the position, especially at the college level. I don't know what he did in high school. I'm sure he played all over the place as a high school player, but college is a whole lot different, and NFL is a whole lot different than college. So his read and reaction needs to develop that muscle memory, and that's all physical. That's all mental. That's all physical and mental, man. Just read and react, and he needs to get better at it. Now, the bottom line, the overview, the summary on this kid, a raw prospect, in my opinion. Played mostly inside at Texas, like I said, but I think he's an outside linebacker in the NFL, and I think a lot of people can agree with that. He's got the tools and athleticism, though. Could become a playmaker. The potential is there. The potential really is there for this kid. So he's going to get drafted. He'll get drafted higher, in my opinion, because of his measurables and his potential. He had 2 good years at Texas as a linebacker. Not outstanding, but he did make some plays, especially in 2022. So I think he's a 3rd-round pick. I've seen this kid going from, earlier, maybe a couple months back, from 1st round to like the 5th round. I think he's a little bit more of a project. I like him as a player, but I think he's a 3rd-round pick. Now, I'm going to guess between 3rd and 4th, but I'm going to say teams will probably start looking at this kid by the 3rd round. I don't think he goes before that, and I don't think he goes too much farther deep into the draft. I don't think he'll get past the 4th round. I just my opinion on the guy. Who knows? I don't know what these GMs and these coaches are thinking. So, but I think he's got 3rd-round potential. I think he definitely has 3rd-round potential. I like him. He'd be a nice addition to this room. He's still a little bit raw. He's got that raw ability, and I think he's a year or 2 project. He'll get playing time, obviously, whatever team he goes on, but I don't think he'll be an immediate starter. I don't think he'll be immediate. Probably have to contribute to special teams right away, and he'll get in there like splash plays. I'm not comparing him to Derek Barnes, but kind of think Derek Barnes. Derek Barnes, had to kind of earn his stripes per se. And getting more and more playing time. And I think he's still a guy that needs a lot of developing as well, but that's a whole other video. So I just kind of think that he gets picked by any team. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be a special teamer right off the bat. Could be used in cover. He could be used in cover defense, pass coverage, and maybe with a little bit giddy up to the quarterback too as well, because he does have some quarterback rush ability as well. So he's a guy to keep an eye on, but I do like him in the 3rd, 4th round. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in and listening to me talk about DEMARVION Overshown from Texas, the Texas Longhorn kid. Good linebacker. Thanks a lot, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, get all my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. What do you guys think? Overshown? You guys like him? Appreciate it, guys. Go Lions. One pride, baby. Boom. Detroit versus everybody. Let's go.